gentleman. May I inform him?
Gentleman's recognized for 4 minutes.
Thank you, Ms. Slaughter. Mr. Speaker, on this opening day of the new Congress, I know that we all hope to work together to tackle the major problems that face our country. We heard that sentiment expressed by the outgoing Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, and by the incoming Speaker, John Boehner. That is why the rules package, the plan put forth by the Republican majority not less than 2 hours after those comments were made, is so disappointing. Because after months on the campaign trail, telling the American people that they want to reduce deficits and the debt, this rule opens the door to larger deficits and a bigger national debt. It is a fiscally reckless blueprint, and the American people deserve better. Why do I say that? Because this plan guts the existing pay-as-you-go rule that limits mandatory spending and tax breaks that add to our deficits. It also creates a mechanism to do an end run against the pay-as-you-go law recently signed by President Obama that will limit increases in our national debt. How does this proposal do that? The rule and the laws we've been operating on say you can't add to the deficit by adding new spending entitlements. This rule properly keeps that restraint, as it should. But the rule being proposed, the plan being proposed, also says you can't add to the deficit by, eliminates the provision that says you can't add to the deficit by creating special interest tax breaks. The proposal before us eliminates that limitation. It says that the Congress will ignore the deficit impact of tax breaks, whether they're for hedge funds or other special interests. Now, Mr. Speaker, every small business knows that there are two sides to balancing the books: the costs incurred by the business and the revenue the business brings in. This one-sided rule ignores half of that equation. No small business could operate and survive that way in the United States, and neither can the federal government. So, Mr. Speaker, if we defeat the previous question, I plan to offer an amendment to the Republican plan that is very simple. It says that a measure may only qualify for an exemption under this subsection if it does not increase the deficit over the period of fiscal years 2011 through 2021 beyond the exemptions permitted under the current law of the land under statutory pay-go. And at the appropriate moment, we will offer that. Be happy to